Hi, my name is Karthik and I am from executeautomation.com and welcome to part 7 of our Xamarin.UITest course. And in this video, we'll be talking about working with different locators in Xamarin. Before watching this part, I would request you to watch part 5 and 6 since in those parts we were working with record and playback as well as in REPL. Alright, so let's get started. Xamarin.UITest locators. The IApp interface that we saw in our previous video represents the main gateway of interacting with an application. This interface contains shared functionalities between Android app as well as the iOS app. So it has all the different methods to perform operation such as click, submit, clear text, dismiss keyboards, the enter text, etc. I mean, there are more than 50 plus methods available to perform all the different operations that you can within an Android application or iOS application. So this is really cool because you don't really have to write any kind of custom method to perform those operations as we do for Appium as well as Robotium or Selenium, but this is available out of the box within the Xamarin.UITest. And again, click, submit, clear text, and dismiss keyboard and enter text are those methods which is already available in Appium. But there are some methods like scroll, scroll to, and swipe, and all those options are not available. Even there is a iTouch action class which is available in Appium, which you still have to write the UI selector to perform the swiping operation, whereas in Xamarin, those things will be automatically taken care for you. IApp interface methods expect the app query class to be passed into it as a method as we saw in our previous video. So the app query class has all the different methods to perform identification of elements such as child, class, ID, marked, raw, sibling, text, etc. So these are the different way of identifying an element within the particular application, and you can then pass this particular identification property of an element within the IApp methods such as click, text, submit, etc. So these are things that you can use to perform the operation within the Xamarin. So let's quickly see everything in action and understand how things work in much deeper. So for that, I'm going to flip to Visual Studio. Alright, so this is the same project which we have been working so long. And you can see that in our previous video, we were doing a record and playback, and also we did the REPL to perform the operation. So let's not go with REPL for now. I'm going to comment this particular piece of code right now. And here, as you can see, for the tap operation, let's try to get into this method once again deeply. So if you hover here, you can see it expects us to pass a function delegate. So if I press F12, you can see that we can pass in it as an expression, like a lambda expression, in the app query of app query of query. So basically, if you pass an app query, it's going to return you an app query. So this is the entry point for the Fluent API to specify the element, nothing but the query, right? And it performed the touch and tap operation on the particular element. That's what it is saying. So basically, you can do all of these things. So basically, if you want to perform a tap operation, you have to do this particular thing. What if I do this? App.tap, and there is one more overloaded method which actually has something called as app queries, app web query. So basically, if your application is a web application, and if you want to perform a operation on the web element, then you have to pass the app query and it will return you the app web query as a result. So you can use that for performing other kind of operation like clicking or performing the specific operation to the web application. So there are two overloaded methods available within this particular tap method itself, right? So this is what it is. So basically, you can just pass X, and you can see for identifying the element, there are different kinds of properties available. If you hit dot, you can see there is all, button, child, class, class full, CSS, frame, ID, index, marked, property, raw, sibling, switch, text, text field, XPath, invoke JS. So you can invoke a JavaScript, and also you can invoke a specific method which is available within the particular application. So you can do that as well. And you can also perform a specific operation based on the application itself. So right, this is how you can do that. And let's say you have a series of operations that you need to perform, something like you're going to identify an element using its ID. Let's say it is completely not available, so you say dummy ID, something like that, and you then have to identify that particular element once again using its descendant. So you can use that descendant, and then for the descendant you can again pass in its class name or index or something like that. So for instance, the class name is going to be a dummy class, so you can do that. And then if you hit dot, you can again keep on chaining the methods. That's what is the fluent way of identifying an element. So this is really cool, because you can keep on chaining the element and identify it and perform the operation based on the identification that you're going to perform, right? So this is really cool, because if your element is going to be within deep into the tree, and if you want to identify that particular element, you can specify that parent, and then you can specify the descendant within that particular parent and identify the property very uniquely. And these are some of the problems that we may be encountering while working with a bigger application. Now, this is a very common question everybody asks to me, that how to resolve or overcome these problems in different automation testing tools. Never mention the name. So yeah, this is how we can perform the operation in Xamarin. It's much simpler here, right? So this is for the tap operation. And if you see how to perform the operation for clearing the text, or maybe hitting the back and drag and drop, and if you want to swipe, so you can see there is a swipe left to right and there is a swipe right to left method, and this method is kind of deprecated right now. So swipe left to right and right to left is going to be the method of choice for now, right? So you can do all different kind of operation using the app. So now next video we will try to see how we can write a very simple method instead of using the record and playback that we did so far, and also using, and we're going to write our own methods from our next video to perform few operation and see how to work with the different locators in a practical way. So once again, thank you very much for watching this video and have a great day.